officer to the best of my ability.
I will faithfully discharge my duties as a police officer to the best.
Proud moment. Mason, come on up, Mason. He'll smile. All right, this is Mason Lobb. He grew up in Pennsylvania. Not holding that against him. After graduating high school, where he also played lacrosse, he attended Northampton Community College. In May 22, he earned his AS degree in business management. His uncle, Sergeant John Mason, who's a BCSO deputy, recruited him to start his law enforcement career in Brevard County. He was recommended to us as he heard great things about the Indian Harbor Beach through Sergeant Thompson. Mason has excelled while in the academy. He currently resides in Satellite Beach and is a great addition to our team. We're confident that he's going to continue to excel. Mason, let us know who your family is and who you're going to introduce. All right. I state your name.
I, Mrs. Mom,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Support, defend, and comply with the Constitution of the United States. Constitutional laws of the state of Florida.
the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
Laws and ordinances.
charter laws and ordinances,
Regulations of the Indian Harbor Beach Police Department.
the rules and regulations of the Indian Harbor Beach
Enforcement Code of Ethics.
and the law enforcement code of ethics,
Faithfully discharge my duties.
and I will faithfully discharge my duties.
It's 125, right? Yeah.
Oh, I can't see.
We'll go Harbour police officer to figure out how to work the badge.
There you go.
Lori, come on. She's definitely going to smile. She's always smiling. All right, this is Lori's Kiskill. She is originally from Orlando. She has several family members in law enforcement and military, which is why she was drawn to the profession. In 2022, she graduated from Eastern Florida State College with her Associates of Arts degree. She's currently taking classes towards her BS degree in criminal justice technology. She also attended the Eastern Florida Police Academy. She originally started her law enforcement career with the Melbourne Police Department before joining our team. She saw the error in her ways and said, let me come on over to Harbour. She is married and has one child. We expect great things from Lori. Who do you have here to pin you? Okay. Want to introduce your family with you? Hold first. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Rodney Castillo,
Solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Support and defend and comply.
that I will support and defend
States.
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitutional laws of the state of Florida.
the Constitution and laws,
The laws and ordinances of the city of Indian Harbor Beach.
the Charter, the laws,
Rules and regulations of the Indian Harbor Beach Police Department.
the rules and regulations,
Code of ethics.
and the law
Charge of my duties.
that I'll faithfully discharge
Also to the best of my ability. Thank you, council. Thank you.
Thank you. Clear out. This is how exciting we are here. This is how exciting we are here. Everybody leaves. Okay, next is, sorry. Next is approval of minutes, and we'll start with the August 27th, 2024 City Council meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Gerton, second by Councilmember Hume. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. Next are the minutes for the September 11th, 2024 council meeting.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Gerton, second by Councilmember Hume. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 3-0. On to reports. City Manager's report.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, council members, residents here and watching at home. First item, Chief Butler and I will be traveling to the land on Wednesday to meet with FDOT officials about safety concerns at A1A and Atlantic Boulevard. We're very hopeful to get some progress with that. When I went a few months ago with Deputy Mayor Garden, they were very receptive to our trip up there. August revenue and expenditure report is attached. 11 months through the year, which is roughly 92%. General fund revenues are $10 million approximately, or 67% of budget. When one-time grant money is budgeted but not anticipated to be received this year are removed, that's 88.5% of budget. Expenditures are $8.7 million, or 58%. Again, that's skewed down because of the grant funding. The ARPA fund year-to-date expenditures is slightly over $1 million. The Big Muddy Canal seawall replacement project commenced last week. Public Works Director Scaldo is conducting daily inspections to ensure the project's executed as planned. Police and Park restroom project continues to go well. Last week, the contractor began prepping for the dewatering of the sites of the lift station and the sewer connection along South Patrick. Additionally, the directional boring was largely completed last week. Once all the utilities are installed, the prefabbed restroom will be delivered, which we anticipate to be in mid-November. Folks, we probably are missing the art show crowd, but Christmas in the Park will have a restroom close by this year. A couple items that came in after I revised the manager's report. Chief Butler and management analyst Ori Covert been working with PCI, the parking vendor for Satellite Beach, to get a proposal to bring to you for review at the next council meeting. We received a preliminary proposal today. It looks very favorable to the goals of what you've all asked for as far as no out-of-pocket costs to the city. And we plan on having that on the next agenda. If that proposal meets your satisfaction, we will work to amend the Code of Ordinances regarding the fees and that process. And then also, I notified you via email, we received the 60% completed construction plans for Algonquin Sports Park. Staff will be meeting with them in the next few days to go over that. We anticipate the 100% construction plans next month, which at time will bid out the project. For items for the next council meeting will be first reading to amend the noise ordinance, public hearing and second reading to amend the police pension plan, the paid beach parking proposal, and the Tree Preservation Board last week made a recommendation to y'all that will be on that agenda. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. City Attorney Bone is not here, not with us tonight. So we'll skip down to council comments, starting with Deputy Mayor Gerton.
My comments refer to the trip that Chief Butler and our city manager is going to DeLand. And as we know, we did go there several months ago with some concerns. And I just want to go ahead and maybe have a cover letter from the council and sign off on it to make sure that they know that our mind hasn't changed. Looking at what's happened in the area from, let's say, O'Galley Causeway to Pineda Causeway, you've had a reduction of speed there from 55 to 45. Looking also from the Pineda to Cocoa Beach, which is an open 4-lane highway also with turn lanes. You've gone from 55 to 45 there. With that in mind, all the new work they need to be congratulated on, although it's not done, on O'Galley Causeway and A1A over there. It's going to be 200% better for people crossing, for traffic, moving traffic through, and that type of thing. So they need to be, high-fived on that one. Concerning what we're concerned about, they plan to reduce the driving lanes a little bit to accommodate bicycles, on that road, which it needs to be, accommodated. So along with our thinking is we have so much going on and that we have a lot of people trying to speed to go ahead and get in position to go ahead and since we have at Banana River Drive there, we have a situation there which goes into one lane, and you have to turn right if not. So if we could accommodate, and they could go through and accommodate the speed at least to 35, and that put in position the same type of thing, maybe down to DeSoto Parkway is our original thinking. That's what we're concerned about right here, not anything else. So it'll be through DeSoto Parkway. And also at the time, we wanted to go ahead and get some turn lanes, changed, and they had to evaluate the lighting fixtures. So it's just kind of a reminder type thing. They've been doing a great job in the area. We just don't want to be left out on anything.
Okay. Councilmember Hume.
For the first time, I don't have any comments.
Okay, and I don't have any comments either. I talk enough as it is here, so. All right, so next is public comments on agenda items only. The next item we have will be item number 4, but that's the first reading of the revised noise ordinance, and I noticed there are 3 people that submitted speaker cards. I would encourage you to come up at this time to go ahead and make your comments known, or you can wait till the very end of the meeting, whichever your choice is. So if you want to do it now, then I can just call you guys up since the noise ordinance item is next. Okay, so with that, Marianne Dunleavy. And you'll have to state your name and address. You'll have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Marion Dunleavy, and I live at 121 Launcha Circle. This is only my second city council meeting, but it's nice to see that we have such intelligent, qualified public servants guiding our city. That is why I'm so puzzled that such a nice, lovely restaurant in Indian Harbor Beach has become a raucous bar out my window. I hope you received my email likening the daily onslaught of drums, screaming, and the like to earthquake aftershocks. You never know when they will hit. Last night and tonight, it was at 6:39. It is obvious that the Titan Tonic has and will continue to push the envelope of decibel levels. 60 is not quiet. 60 is a concession versus a peaceful life. Anything higher is untenable. I urge you to vote with your conscience, not for political gain or personal interest. We are real people. We are your constituents. Don't compound the mistake made earlier this year by enabling this establishment to regularly disturb the peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Denise Lambert.
East Lambert, 123 Launcha Circle. Last time you met, you had a proclamation, you signed a proclamation for mental health in the month of September. This noise is a mental health issue. And I worked in mental health the last 9 years of my career, so I am well aware that noise is a mental health issue. And if you can't get away from it, it's a huge problem. Last Sunday, not yesterday, week ago Sunday, I had family members in their 20s and 30s to watch football. They said they could hear it, and it was really annoying, and it was louder last Sunday. So I know Chief has said that you haven't gotten any complaints, but I was told, Chief, I went back and looked, June 22nd, which was a Saturday, by one of the dispatchers, that we no longer had one complaint to have a citation delivered, but it had to be 2 complaints. Now, you can check that, but that's what I was told, and it is just exhausting, you know? It's like you feel like you have no support whatsoever with that. So again, you know, I am imploring you to vote for 60, because when it's louder, and like Marion said, and like I said last week, it's a concession, not what we truly want. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And last is John Kevin Dunleavy.
Good evening. I'm John Kevin Dunleavy, 121 Launcha Circle. Been here before. Just to give you an update on some of my thinking that may be an intent to actually push through the 65 decibels. So yes, 65 decibels is already a concession. We deal with it most nights. We get an opportunity to react. What are we going to do now? How high will it go? Do I turn up the TV some more? Do I make sure the dehumidifier is on a little bit higher so that it keeps going? It's something that happens quite regularly. The drums especially really get us. 65 imposed on my life is imposed pain. It's like having an intruder in my home. Some may say if you have an intruder in your home, you should retreat, run away. Maybe go to my garage. It's on the other side of the building, at the far end of the building. If 65 decibels is passed, maybe I should embrace civil obedience. Maybe I should try to follow the ordinance as closely as possible and get the word out to all of my neighbors. Because next to my garage, I have 5 master suites. I have a calibrated noise meter. I have an ability to have some amplified sound. I could talk to them about what's going on. I could share some music with them between like 8 and 10 o'clock. But I would make sure to follow the ordinance's enforcement procedures. So you don't want to finish late, but if you're a little bit after 10 or up to 10:20, which we have experienced, it's okay. If it's mostly below 65 decibels, but it's above 65 decibels some, it's okay. Daily, over and over, we endure, and it's not been good. So I would encourage my neighbors to learn more about the ordinance, and if my noise within limits is annoying to them, I would ask them to file reports, and I would remind them that it may take 2 or 3 different households to be acknowledged, but they should be on record. So, thank you.
Thank you. Sure, go ahead. Councilmember Dyer is with us now, so.
I just want to apologize. That was on me for missing the start of the meeting. This back and forth with the Monday, Wednesday. I like structure, so 100%. That's on me. I apologize, but I would like to commend the staff, IT staff. I heard all through the live stream. I agree with Deputy Mayor Gurton about the 35 speed limit on South Pat, and I've been following along. And I am receptive to the earthquake at 6:39 comment and the other speaker as well. So I just wanted to say I've been listening, and so I apologize.
No worries, sir. Yeah, these off-scheduled meetings that are on these odd nights of Mondays and Wednesdays and all it does, it can throw you for a loop a little bit, and yeah. I've done the same thing before, so. Okay. City Manager Coffey, do we have to do anything formal to welcome him back other than what I've just done? No? All right, good. All right, so we were going to go out of order with the agenda, but now Mr. Dyer's here, so we'll go as it is published. So we'll go on to the next item, which is item number 4. That's the first reading of ordinance number 2024-03. See. So it's first reading of ordinance number 2024-03, revised noise ordinance. This is to keep the first reading of ordinance number 2024-03 on the table until the October 8th, 2024 meeting. We don't have Councilmember Boone here, and I believe that we have consistently said that we would like to have him here so that we can have a full council body before we officially consider voting on this item. So with that, if anyone in council has anything to say, or I would entertain a motion to table.
I'm of the point now that I think that it's been on the table for a while, and our residents have been, I think, real kind in bringing the problem to the council, and we don't know really when Mr. Boone's going to come back. I mean, he's got a serious rehab injury type thing, and we're unaware. I don't think anybody in the council and our city manager doesn't know. So with that in mind, I think October 8th, we need to go ahead and hear it.
Okay. So I make a motion that we leave it on the table until the October 8th meeting.
A motion by Councilmember Hume.
Second.
A second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. And that will be tabled until the October 8th, 2024 meeting. Let's see. Okay, Now on to new business, item number 5. This is a public hearing. This is second reading of ordinance number 2024-05. This is regarding fiscal year 2025 millage rate. This is to conduct the second public hearing and adopt on second reading ordinance number 2024-05, establishing the millage rate for fiscal year 2024-25 at 5.5168. I'll read the ordinance into the record. Ordinance number 2024-05, an ordinance adopting a millage rate for the city of Indian Harbor Beach, Florida for the fiscal year 2024-2025, providing for an effective date. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Florida state law requires 2 public hearings to adopt the millage rate and budget. The council held the first public hearing on September 11th of both ordinances. The city of Indian Harbor Beach's proposed millage rate is 5.5168, which is 6.89% above the rollback rate of 5.1612. The proposed millage rate yields $557,539 in net property tax additional revenue. It is 0.51% less than the current rate. I will very briefly go through a PowerPoint presentation that I went through in more detail at the last meeting. The use of the additional tax receipts, approximately $400,000 is for employee pay increases, taxes, and retirement. $99,000 and change is for a new police lieutenant position, and $41,000 is to offset the impact of inflation on operating budgets. Homesteaded property owners will experience only a 2.67% increase in their city tax bill. For an example, a homeowner with a taxable assessment of $515,000 would pay an additional $69 in city taxes. This nice little chart here shows that we continue to be about 34% of a homeowner's tax bill. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing, so if anybody in the audience wishes to come up and speak, come up and state your name and address. So I'm opening the public hearing at this time. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to council.
I make a motion that we adopt on second reading ordinance number 2024-05, establishing the millage rate for FY 2024-25 at 5.5168 mils.
I have a motion by Councilmember Hume.
Second.
I have a second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, item number 6 is public hearing, second reading of ordinance number 2024-06, which is fiscal year 25 budget. Conduct a second public hearing and adopt on second reading ordinance number 2024-06, establishing the annual operating budget for fiscal year 2024-2025 at a combined cost of $12,758,206. I'll read the ordinance into the record. Ordinance number 2024-06, an ordinance to establish and adopt a budget for the fiscal year October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. What started in December of last year concludes tonight with the adoption of the annual budget. A summary of all the funds the city has been provided in the packet, showing the vast majority is general fund expenditures with stormwater utility rates. I will once again very quickly roll through the presentation that I gave at the last meeting. The biggest change in expenditures and revenues is last year we had $4 million in grant funding. That is not shown this year. Overall, the city's Revenues are in line with last year's. 60% of our revenues come from property taxes. Changes in departmental expenditures are largely due to reallocation of recurring expenses to streamline responsibilities such as information technology. Mr. Hamilton used to be responsible for items throughout the city. We're trying to put that all within his budget. We continue to very faithfully budget capital outlays to stay up with maintenance needs. The city continues to be debt-free, using pay-as-you-go for capital projects. Earlier this fiscal year, we increased the stormwater utility assessment fee. Tonight, we will revise an increase in recreation building and vacation rental fees to try to lessen the reliance on property taxes. We continue interagency funding from the school board for school resource officer, shared victim advocate with Satellite Beach, use of transportation impact fee money. On the expenditure side, all employees will get a 5% increase. There is money for to address department directors' pay and to move FOP members into their STEP programs. This little chart shows the 61% of property taxes. On the expenditure side, Chief Butler is now known as 30 cents because 30 cents of every tax dollar in the general fund goes to support our police department. And a thank you goes out to Comptroller Michelle Toms for creating the dollar bill display there. That concludes my report. Staff recommends approval of the ordinance.
Okay, thank you. This is also a public hearing, so I'll open the public hearing to anyone who wishes to come up and speak. Seeing no takers, close the public hearing and bring it back to council.
I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 2024-06, adopting the annual operating and capital budget for fiscal year 2024-2025.
Second.
A motion by Councilmember Dyer, second by Deputy Mayor Gerton. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 7, first reading ordinance number 2024-07, amending the police pension plan, this is to approve on first reading ordinance number 2027-07, Sue? Should that be 2024-07? Okay. 2024-07, increasing the drop maximum participation period of the police pension plan from 3 years to 5 years. I'll read the ordinance into the record. Ordinance number 2024-07, an ordinance of the City of Indian Harbor Beach, Brevard County, Florida, amending Chapter 13, Article 4, Section 13-50, subsection B3I, relating to period of participation in the city's deferred retirement option plan program for retirement of police officers, providing for severability, repeal, codification, and an effective date. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. 1980, the city first adopted a deferred retirement option plan for the police officers. Part of the recent collective bargaining agreement that the city ratified, the city agreed to explore the possibility of changing the drop maximum participation period from 3 to 5 years. The police pensions actuarial firm reviewed the proposed changes and opined that there would be no impact on the assumptions used in determining funding requirements. Business impact estimate is attached and posted on city's website in accordance with state statutes. Staff recommends council approve the ordinance on first reading.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone in council have any comments? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve ordinance 2024-07 on first reading.
Second.
A motion by Councilmember Hume, second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. All right, on to item number 8. This is resolution number 759, amending resolution number 757, increasing various building, recreation, and vacation rental fees. This is to adopt resolution number 759, correcting errors and omissions in resolution number 757 regarding increased building department fees, recreation department fees, and vacation rental registration/renewal fees. I'll read the resolution into the record. Resolution number 759. A resolution of the City of Indian Harbor Beach, Brevard County, Florida, amending Resolution 757, increasing fees for permits issued pursuant to the Florida Building Code, increasing fees for services provided by the Recreation Department, increasing fees for the registering and renewing of vacation rentals, providing an effective date. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. At the last meeting, City Council adopted Resolution 757 based on a workshop in July. Subsequent to the last meeting, Building Department and Recreation Department staff noticed errors and omissions in this resolution, corrects those oversights. There were two items in Resolution 757 that were contradictory to other fees, and those have been taken out, dealing with new construction and plumbing. And there was 5 fees missed in the building department and 2 fees missed in the recreation department. Those have been included. City Attorney Bone opined that the easiest way to clean this up was to readopt the whole ordinance. So staff recommends council adopt Resolution 759, amending Resolution 757.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone in council have any comments?
So it's pretty much essentially the same except for those 5 that are added right there.
We had many,
Correct.
we had many up there, so missed a couple, just normal.
Yep. That was my only comment.
Okay. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to adopt resolution number 759, correcting errors and omissions in resolution number 757 regarding increased building department fees, recreation department fees, and vacation rental registration renewal fees.
Second.
A motion by Deputy Mayor Gerton, a second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Okay, on to item number 9, Police Pension Board appointments. This is appointment and ratification of the members of the Indian Harbor Beach Municipal Police Officers Retirement Trust Fund Board of Trustees. First one under that is appoint Ms. Katie Brochu and Ms. Kelly Hillenbrand as the city's appointees to the Indian Harbor Beach Board of Trustees to 2-year terms expiring on September 30th, 2026. Go ahead and defer to you now. Okay, so the second one would be ratify Chief David Butler and Officer James Adams as the police officer appointees to 2-year terms expiring on September 30th, 2026. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. On June 21st, Trustee David Brock tendered his resignation. Staff solicited interest in being appointed to that position and received 2 resumes. Chief Butler and I interviewed both candidates recently. Both are highly qualified. However, we can only recommend one to you. Chief Butler and I believe Ms. Kelly Hildebrand is the best qualified candidate. Ms. Brochu is willing to be reappointed to another 2-year term. So therefore, we recommend you make those appointments. And also, Police Chief Butler and Corporal Adams were selected by the active police officers for members of the plan. We recommend those appointments be ratified.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone in council have any questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
What about John Brightfeller? He's another member of the Police Pension Board.
He's the fifth member that.
They all expire at the same time on the Police
Oh,
Pension
do
Board.
they? Okay, that's staggered.
He's already in the position now.
How do you want to handle this?
Um,
Not a public meeting, so.
You can, I was not told that the current board had voted to reappoint them. You can do that now, or,
I mean, he's currently serving, and by counts, there's no issues with his service so far, so I don't have a problem with it. If this were a public hearing, then we would need to re-advertise and all that stuff, so if you all are good with it, then.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
And I'm sorry, what was the name of the person?
John Brightfeller,
John Brightfeller.
and he is the one that is appointed by the council and approved by the police pension, other members of the Police Pension Board.
Okay. If nobody has any questions, then I would entertain, can we do this under a single motion? Motion for appointment of everybody that we list.
I make a motion that we appoint Ms. Katie Brochure and Ms. Kelly Hildebrand as the city's appointees to the Indian Harbor Beach Board of Trustees to 2-year terms expiring on September 30th, 2026, and that we ratify Chief David Butler and Officer James Adams as the police officers' appointees to 2-year terms expiring on September 30th, 2026, and ratify the selection of the fifth member, Mr. Brightfeller, for a term expiring 2026 as well. Yes.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Hume, a second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 10, reappointment of Planning and Zoning Board members. This is reappoint to the Planning and Zoning Board, Mr. Scott Searing as a voting member with a term expiring on September 30th, 2027, and Mr. David Nutt as an alternate member with a term expiring on September 30th, 2025. City Manager Coffey.
yes, Mr. Mayor. Staff contacted both individuals. They're both willing to continue to serve on the Planning and Zoning Board. Staff recommends reappointment of Mr. Siren as a voting member to a 3-year term expiring on September 30th, 2027, and Mr. Nutt as an alternate member. My motion in the agenda is not correct. I apologize about that.
It'll be 2027 also?
The alternate position is a 1-year term, so that should say as an alternate member for a 1-year term expiring on September 30th, 2025.
Okay.
That's right.
So it is correct, all right. Okay, thank you. Does anyone on council have any questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Mr. Searing as a voting member for a 3-year term expiring on September 30th, 2027, and Mr. Nutt as a voting alternate member for a 1-year term expiring on September 30, 2025.
Second.
That was a close one.
Give it to her.
Motion by Councilmember Dyer, second by Councilmember Hume. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Item number 11, 2025 legislative priorities. This is to identify the City Council's 2025 legislative priorities, which will be provided to the Space Coast League of Cities and the city's lobbyist. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, the annually Space Coast League of Cities requests member cities to provide each city's legislative priorities, which then they take into consideration to establish the overall priorities of the Space Coast League of Cities. The League of Cities requests that each city submit their 2025 priorities by the end of this month. Last year, the city's priorities was continuing Indian River Lagoon cleanup, vacation rental regulations, preserve home rule, and home-based business legislation. Staff recommends the city council identify their 2025 priorities.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think last year's list is pretty much similar to what I think we should adopt as priorities, at least the first three items, and that's the continuation of the Indian River Lagoon cleanup, vacation rental regulations, and preserving home rule authority. The home-based businesses legislation, I don't know that is there anything on the books right now aware of relating to that? I don't think there is. So I think we can strike that from it. Those are the three main things for us, and that's been consistent for a number of years now. So personally, that's where I am with that, but certainly anybody on council has any comments? I'd like to change that or add to it.
No, I agree with those three as well, except for, just the order. I think vacation rentals is the biggest thing affecting our city. It's one of the main reasons why I started to go down this path, because I saw the influence it was having and changing our city, and I wanted to try to do something to protect it for families coming up. So vacation rentals, preserve the home rule, and any river cleanup as well. Those are my priorities.
I concur with those. I really strongly believe that the best government happens on the local level, and I believe strongly that the state, that we can run our city better than the state telling us what to do. So I really do support the Home Rule Authority. And regarding the vacation rentals, I know it is an uphill battle, and we've been battling this for years, but I think that it's a fight that we need to keep on fighting, that I feel like we have to be able to limit the number of vacation rentals that are allowed in our city. And, the state won't let us do that now, but I certainly would be willing to go up to Tallahassee and talk to our legislators and senators, because it's so important. We want to keep Indian Harbor Beach for families. So I agree 100% with you, Adam, that it's a very important. Though it may seem an impossible hurdle, I think we should still take those steps. So I concur with those priorities.
Okay. Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, I go along with the same thing. Yeah, it's hard for me to evaluate home rule, vacation rentals, and lagoon. Vacation rentals, we didn't get in when we needed to get in, and none of us were here, so we'll let that go. Really, we want to go ahead and take care of the city as much as we can for the residents, and we want to keep good schools, and you got to have kids to go good schools, and in the case, if we go the other way, we have, I don't know, how many, about 300 vacation rentals in the community? Ballpark?
Ebbing and flowing around 150 right now.
150? Okay, well, that's better. That type of thing. And so we have to live with that and work with it, and they have people on the other side that do a good job of trying to keep their properties up. I have one right across the street from me that my neighbor passed away, and her son and daughter-in-law turned into vacation rental, which is fine, and we have good conversation, but it's a selling point. And people look for $1, and they need $1. He plans to go ahead and move into that home when his kids get through school and come back to Indian Harbor Beach. Right now, he's in Palm Bay. So that takes care of vacation rentals. I think the lagoon is something we're kind of still missing the boat on now. I think since I've been here, we've gone backwards, and that's where I feel we're just going backwards. I don't know what it'll take to get the heat on, but we're just not making the headway we can. And to go 30 years ago, where you get all the shrimp in the world out there, and people would just, just stay out there and just catch shrimp like crazy. It was just a different type of world here. It really was. And the people have come in the last 10, 15 years, see something totally different, probably where they're from, heavy populated areas. Maybe they don't have that. But anyway, I'll take the 3. And for the 4th, I can't help you.
Okay. Yeah, the only other thing I can think of potentially is the cost of insurance, home insurance in particular. As we all know, it's completely out of control at this point. We know that the state legislators are aware of it, the governor's aware of it, and I know we're probably banging the same drum, but I actually wouldn't mind seeing that added to the list. So if that's all the comments we have, then I would entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
No. You don't get to do that.
I make a motion that we adopt the 2024 legislative priorities, or the 2025 for this next legislative year, the continuation of the Indian River Lagoon cleanup and issues revolving around improving the water quality of the Indian River Lagoon, vacation rental regulations, and preserving home authority, as well as looking into just advocating for insurance improvements so that people can afford to insure their homes, which is difficult.
Can I add something? If we want to go ahead and add one on there, and I would support Scott's comments on the insurance, and we officially go ahead and get on there.
Part of your motion, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so a motion by Councilmember Hume. I would entertain, I got a second for that?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Sorry. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. All right, item number 12, Personnel Policies Manual Update. This is to adopt the proposed revised Personnel Policies Manual as presented. City Manager Coffey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. On July 9th, the staff presented to the City Council in a workshop a list of proposed changes geared at making us more attractive in recruiting the best and brightest applicants. City Council consensus to proceed with those. That has resulted in 10 changes as outlined in the agenda memo. I do apologize for anyone who looked at the attachment. I made a mistake in converting the file to PDF, so the changes underlined were not there. I did send copies of that, and it's in front of you, so you can see the specific strike through and underlines. Staff recommends approval.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone in council have any comments or questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
The motion that we adopt the proposed revised personnel policies manual as presented tonight.
Second.
A motion by Councilmember Hume, second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Next is public forum. Anyone out there in that audience of ours want to come up and say something? Now's your chance. Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Gerton, second by Councilmember Dyer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. We are adjourned.